Firstly, I will begin with the editing skills that I have learned. As I went through every unit that required editing, I saw that my skills had gotten better with practice. In this clip, I will be demonstrating the use of a medium shot and cut. By doing this, it was effective because it showed the audience what was going on in the background. It showed the classmates that were there, and it also showed the main character. Another example of my editing skill is when I moved the camera around. This was effective because it showed the audience what was on the laptop. I could have improved this by making the camera more secure and making sure that it flowed better. So mixed vegetables, frozen sweet corn. Lastly, another example of my editing skill was from my cooking show. I used a medium close-up. I did this so that the audience could see the ingredients. This was effective because the audience were able to not only see the ingredients but also follow along with me. This was effective because the audience were able to see the ingredients and to follow the instructions clearly. And they could follow me along like a real cooking show. Along with editing skills, I developed my camera language skills. I displayed this with the work that I had done in my Unit 22 short film. In this clip, I showed the main character walking with her friend. This continuing shot was effective as it had a sense of realism, as it felt like the audience were walking with the characters. Additionally, I demonstrated my skills in my cooking show by having a close-up on the plantain frying in the oil. Furthermore, me looking directly to the audience. This was a successful use of camera language because people were able to see things up close and personal. Finally, all-round communication became a big part of my media production. Reason being, I had to constantly communicate with my peers and teacher at the same time. I had to make sure that I did this clearly while projecting my ideas. An example would be my music pitch and my pitch that I did for my documentary on slut shaming. Within the slut shaming, I kind of go a bit deep, and I talk about this one girl that committed suicide based upon it. I had to understandably display my thoughts, ideas to others, and also become confident enough to answer everyone's questions.
Are you gonna use actual footage to show a change of how slut shaming has evolved or changed across time?
I actually didn't think of that, but within one of the within the questions for one of the interviews, I do ask, do you think that slut shaming has changed and how has it changed? This required me to think on the spot, so I had to make sure that I explained everything clearly beforehand. Moreover, I learned how to conduct interviews with others. Examples being the interviews that I had done for my documentary.
Like that on Twitter, people just.
Ada, what do you think a slut is?
Well, from obviously being a teenager.
Guys, if they stop getting a cookie, I think that's how they start to slut shame. Or if the cookie stop being good.
Here we see people answering questions on slut shaming. Also, there were points where I had to speak directly to the camera. This enabled me to be able to connect with the audience on a personal level.